You unlock this door with the key of imagination. Beyond it is another dimension. A dimension of sound. A dimension of sight. A dimension of mind. You're moving into a land of both shadow and substance, of things and ideas. You've just crossed over into the Saber Zone.
Hi folks, welcome to the Saber Zone. This is a video on this channel that discusses and talks about what you had to say. So let's see, I got a clip for you. I know it's been a while since I've done one of these. My goodness, sorry folks, give me a second. Look, if you're new to the channel, this is something I screw up and do a lot. I always forget to clean my glasses. All right, let's look at the clip, folks. And a shout out goes to Drumatar. I believe I said that right. Very simple one, guys. Dahlin's best game of all time. And Drumatar, I think I agree. I think I agree with that. That's why I'm doing a video on it. I think Dahlin yesterday, folks, looked like a 29-year-old Stanley Cup veteran. That's how he looked in that game. Yesterday, what I seen with Rasmus Dahlin, I forgot he was in a slump with the goals because Dahlin plays so good, guys. I forget he wasn't scoring goals. A few of you have pointed it out along the way saying, God, it's like 18 games, 20 games. I kept forgetting. I honestly did. You never hear me bitching in my videos about Dahlin needs to score because I just wasn't focused on it for some reason. And when he got the goal, what was it? First goal in like 28, 29 games, right? But my goodness, I mean, it wasn't even about his goal yesterday, really. It was more along the lines of how he dominated that game. The way he controlled the pace of that game. He was absolutely in both teams. I'm sure their bench were looking at Dahlin saying, my God, you know, this guy's killing us tonight. Like they played really good. You know, like I believe the Hurricanes played an excellent game yesterday. So did the Sabres. So did the Sabres. It wasn't just Dahlin, though. It was the Sabres, too, the whole team. And, yes, I want to mention, like I mentioned, I think it was in the last video or early in this one, I forget, guys, because I'm going through a slew of videos tonight, was Devon Levi. Devon Levi looked sharp. He did. Even in the game where we let in 6 goals, you know where I was real proud of the Sabres fans? I was proud of you guys. You didn't panic. He let in 6 goals. All you were talking about is how well-mannered he is, and you guys pick up on the positive things with this kid, which is good because I think all our goalies that night would have probably let in 6 goals, guys, really, you know? And it just was one of those nights where it was a shootout. And that's it. Those happen in hockey. It's not the last time we'll see it happen. And it's good Levi got a game out of the way where he let in a bunch of goals. It's kind of good that's out of the way now. And he bounced back with a pretty solid effort in that game, I thought. He looked pretty good. He was stopping some hard chances. I mean, you know, he just looked sharp, I thought. All right, so off of Levi, back on Dahlin, because that's what Drumatar is talking about here, is Dahlin yesterday, folks, looked like the best player in the entire world. The only guy, and I've said this before on the channel, the only guy in the entire NHL I would trade Dahlin for is Connor McDavid. That's it. And I'm not just saying that. I mean it. You know, a few years ago, we were all ready to hang this guy, right? I mean, he was making so many mistakes, but I forget where and when. It was a road trip or something where he changed. And it turned. And he's never looked back. He really hasn't. I know he had the great start this year. It looked like he's going to be a 30-goal guy. It's not happening. Do I believe down the line that Dahlin could be the next defenseman to get 30 goals? Absolutely. Absolutely. Dahlin guys were just tapping into the source. It's like just finding out what a black hole does in space. You know what I mean? That's kind of what Rasmus Dahlin is on this team. It's like tapping into the black hole, and we've went like a few light years into it, and that's it. We don't know anymore. It's kind of the same thing. This kid is going to like rip it apart. He's going to rip it apart. I know everybody's got Makar labeled as like the next Bobby Orr, which isn't going to happen with any player, but they got him labeled there as that great. No, I would not trade Dahlin for Cale Makar. And I know, I seen what he did last year. I would not trade a guy 6'3" that has a mean streak that Cale Makar doesn't even come close to having. Cale Makar is just about all about offense, guys. He's an offensive wizard. Dahlin's trying to play the whole thing. You get what I'm saying? He's trying to play the whole game, the physical game too. We can count on Dahlin to not like shy away from hitting. We can count on him to hit out there, is what I love about this guy. He doesn't just play the offensive game, because if we just let Dahlin go and that's it, and told him you don't worry about any part of your game, just score points, he would do it. He would do it. But Dahlin seems like a real proud guy that wants to take care of every angle of his game, you know, and to be the best is what he wants to be. We've heard this before with this guy, that he's that competitive. He wants to get better and better and better. He's at the point in his career he realizes his potential it's only been tapped into. It really has, you know. And if we think that we're not going to see better than what we seen yesterday, we're wrong. I'll tell you that, eh? And that's exciting for me, guys. I can't imagine what it's going to look like in. I'm just going quick, guys. I'm running over to. I'm just going over to Hockey Reference because I just want to get a quick look at his numbers. You know. I mean, not his overall numbers, but I'm talking like his game logs and stuff as we're speaking here. But Dahlin, guys, is absolutely he's just such a great player. I can't imagine what we're going to have to pay him to keep him. I hope he's not greedy, so we don't have to worry, you know. I mean, look, it's so damn consistent, you know, like 2 games, he didn't score any points. 2 games before that, got a point. Then he went 5 games, 6, 7, 8 games with no points. While we were losing, guys, in that 8 games with no points, you know what the Sabres were? Wow. They were 0-1, 0-2, 0-2-1, 1-2-1, 1-2-2, 1-3-2, 1-4-2, 1-5-2 when Dahlin doesn't score any points. Since then, Dahlin has got, in the games that he got points in, the Sabres are 1-0, 2-0, 3-0, 3-1, 4-1, 5-1. In the overtime loss to Montreal, he didn't get a point that game. So we're in the 5 of our last 6 wins, he's got a point in the game. So we know what he means to this team. It's not just Samuelsson, but Samuelson's such an important part too. What's Power going to become? Like, what are we dealing with here? This is crazy. What we have on the blue line is nuts, guys. It's absolutely nuts. And if we can get Johnson signed, oh my God, like the young talent we would have. You know, I hope we get him signed. You know what? I know some of you are thinking, I was one of those two that we're not going to get him signed. I got a feeling we're going to, or Adams would have traded him already. That's my feel. I don't think Adams is going to wait till the last minute to find out with anybody. He's going to confront them, and he's going to have that conversation. He's never going to talk about to us and the public, but he's going to say yes or no. I just need to know yes or no, because if you don't have any intention of signing with us, be a man, do the right thing, tell us so we will move your rights. You tell us where you'd like us to move your rights to, and we'll deal with them first on the phone. You know what I mean? He's that type of guy. He's pretty straightforward too, I think. So if we can, if we can get something back for this guy, I think we would have done it already. I don't think Adams would wait till the last minute. I'd be surprised now. That's the feel I'm starting to get. I kind of would be surprised. I think Adams has probably told him, look, call me in a few days. You just had, it was a heartbreaking loss for Minnesota there in the championship game. He's probably telling him, look, call me in a few days and we'll talk, And he might tell him too, if you want, we'll get you up for a few games this year, That might be enough for him to bite on it and say, okay, if it's going to eat up one of the years of his his ELC, and he'll bring him up, which he should do, because we're going to eat up all our ELCs anyway with a lot of players the first year. Sabres are, I think, going to start a new trend in the NHL, guys. I've been saying that this year. What Adams is doing is very smart, actually. Other GMs don't have the guts to do it, or they avoid doing it. Whereas our team, we're not doing that. We're letting them know that, we'll lead up a year of ELC to get you in. Sure. We're not going to pull the cheap ass thing on them like some teams are, I like that. All right, guys, done for this one. So I hope, and it's Drumitar, right? Let me see again, because I don't believe I've seen you before. Drumitar, or Drumitar. Yeah, I'm saying it right. One of them has to be right. All right, that's it for this one, guys. See you in the next one.
Be sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell to ensure Dimension access.